It's like, can you not use High Valerian in public? It's all right. You don't need food anyway. Live off of your hatred. Hey guys, it's your girl Laisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are here with another reaction to House of the Dragon. We're on season 3, episode 3, which is called Tumbleton. So in the last episode, we had Rhaenyra dealing with all of the responsibilities and all the minutia of being a queen. You know, she was somewhat ready for it, but she was not ready for the state of King's Landing when she took over it. And yeah, it just kind of was one thing after another with very little support. She ended up sending out Daemon to go to the Vale to collect some money from the Arryns because they were supposed to pay tribute to her and they did not. And the coffers of King's Landing are dry thanks to Aegon's terrible rule. And then we see towards the end of the episode, Rhaenyra believed that she had a hostage in the youngest one of Aegon's sons, Daeron, but it turns out that she was fooled. I can't remember the name of the High Tower, but he gave her a dupe and used that as a distraction to go and march on Tumbledon, the name of the episode. And he's holding the people there hostage, effectively trying to draw Rhaenyra and her forces out there, knowing that it's going to be a lose-lose situation for her, because if she attacks the town, she'll lose the faith of the people. But if she doesn't do something, then it's going to look like an act of rebellion, and it's going to cause a lot of upset in her very shaky hold on King's Landing that she has now. So lots going on. We're gonna have to see what happens now. So let's jump in. Just before I do though, a reminder to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be in the know when I drop episodes. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
3 more in here.
These are interesting looking homes. This girl's like, I just got out of the hellscape that was King's Landing and now I have more nonsense here. Maybe you're the bad omen. Joking, I'm joking.
You 3. And this one.
So we're just commandeering homes?
Maybe crowded ain't so bad.
Oh God. I think maybe we need to take all the women and move them someplace, because we've already seen that these military men don't do anything to stop each other from being absolutely disgusting.
Our people know only trade. We never thought to see war.
So you swore her out of fear?
We swore because she is the queen.
She is sitting in King's Landing on the throne. What do you want?
Is she?
Yeah. Go challenge her yourself then. We don't need to see your butt. We don't. Okay. Okay.
I will ensure that my men remain on their best behavior.
No, you won't.
That you remain on yours.
You took forever to close that frickin' robe. She wasn't at all impressed.
A raven from Storm's
Did they dye his hair, or is he actually brown-haired? It makes sense that at least one of Alicent's kids would have brown hair, but...
Send another raven. You can understand this one mayhaps with drawings rather than letters.
You're so smart.
If Vhagar does not come, our defenses will not hold.
I guess who's gonna jump on his dragon?
Why seize Tumbleton?
Why not?
It's no stronghold. It's a market town.
Your Grace, Prince Daemon's river host marches on King's Landing. If his men were to go there instead...
It would not be bloodless.
I like that this maester keeps making himself useful. He's like, whoever's in the chair, I just don't want to die.
It's a good scheme.
It's like, thank you, I've been here a minute.
You may take your place at my council and retain the title of Grand Maester.
Thank you. I just don't want to die. I don't care which Targaryen it is. Just don't kill me.
Relics of a dead regime.
Then what do we do now? He's like...
We have secured some small store of oil for the markets.
Where's the hand?
Where's your hand again?
God's this council's thin.
Well, yes.
Name a master of coin. The people who soon discover are lacking resources. They can blame him.
He's like, yeah, whatever she said.
Torrin Manderley. He's intrigued me.
Ooh! He said, you shouldn't have reminded me that I set up those blockades. Who knows, though? He might do a good job.
He studies the histories, he collects tapestries, writes ballads.
He's a rich prat.
Did it pain you to have to send your child away?
She doesn't like her kids, so no.
I bore Viserys 3 Targaryens, but with the last, my last, I wanted him to be a High Tower. In truth, I'm glad I waged that battle, seeing now what came of our other sons.
Whose fault is that?
Though I do not know now what fate that choice has consigned him.
Somewhat true.
You know I would have spared him.
Yeah, I'm not one who likes to take kids' lives, Alicent.
He has a sensitivity to odors.
That's true.
A very strong one.
So it's time to make the poor town stink. Tumbleton's about to reek.
I am not a creature of the court.
You can learn.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You'll learn.
I cannot give you legitimacy, but I can give you the chance to better yourself.
He's like, you got it, kiddo. Swim or sink. That's what I had to do.
Something that could be ended with a blade, my lord.
He's like, you want to bet? You can call him dad, you know. He said that's okay now. I will give Egan this. He doesn't seem to be caring about his pain as much anymore. Been off that milk of the poppy for days. Oh, that's his dragon, right? Oh yeah, I guess he hasn't been back. He was in bed. Yeah, I'm unmoved.
It's a penny to touch the dragon.
Oh, we're charging admission.
Need to go both hands on him. Just 2 touches.
All right.
Though I doubt the gods would look kindly upon it. You don't look like a septon.
Yeah, well, you don't look like a human.
Quería más. Sin más.
What's he saying?
It's like, can you not use High Valerian in public?
He's dead.
No.
Will you stay and rot with him?
Please, actually, we'd appreciate it if you would. Unfortunately, that dragon chose poorly. You know, if you wanted to do your thing, sheep stealer, now would be the time.
Are you lost?
The way she creeps around that place like a damn ghost.
Where is the castellan?
Dead.
We seek the Prince Aemond.
As I'm sure do many.
She ain't scared of you, ho.
When he learned that Rhaenyra took King's Landing, he and his dragon
When
fled.
Rhaenyra took King's Landing.
You're slow to the news.
Oh my.
It's like you guys are so out of the loop. That's
Oh, you didn't know.
oh, that's too
Our queens are both in chains, and we are here, alone, with a meager army and no dragon.
It's a great day.
Aemon would not desert me. And yet he's not
I
here.
don't like you.
The game is played, Sir Criston, and it is lost. What possible profit is there in pursuing him?
Because I'm stubborn and I'm still mad that Rhaenyra doesn't like me.
You noble ilk conceived this all a great game, don't you? To win, to lose.
Yes.
To a feather bed.
Actually, it is the game to them because they get to go back to their riches.
All my father had was at the pleasure of Lord Dondarrion when his favor failed, all we had melted away.
No one cares.
My father died of sorrow.
Probably because you were his son.
We'll be man to man, and it will be free from dragons.
Okay. Homie's like, I'm just here for the aesthetic. I don't actually want to fight. That's gross.
We must cling to our honor, lest we become beasts ourselves.
Shut up. Shut up. He was talking about you letting your men do depraved things. Now you're talking about the fact that you still have your ego bruised from a girl that was 15 when she rejected you.
Lord Corlys has ridden out by the Dragon Gate to hunt the Triarchy raiders that plague our trade.
He has able men who could lead that
He
campaign.
doesn't want to be near you right now.
My Lord Father has lost much and found himself thwarted.
This is what my dad did when he was supposed to be a king.
There were those who whispered that my father was weak, but
I wouldn't say weak.
can only marvel at how he kept it all in balance for so long.
He didn't, truthfully.
And thanks to Aegon, all the rat catchers are dead.
On board ship, we kept cats.
You might have to get lots of cat. These poor babies having to search the dead. You can tell Egan's never been outside. Oh, that's Rhaenys's dragon, right?
Seek food and shelter.
She said, do you not see that I'm living in a shanty?
Oh, I fucking hate riverfolk.
Yeah, well, I hate your jacket. So close. I knew he was gonna spit, I just knew it.
Have you got a trade? I have some knowledge of herbs, and I can read a little.
He's like, we need you to actually do labor.
My lord.
Tangle tongue works for the creams.
Egan's like, I am not bending a head to any of these little bastards.
Won't touch the fucking tree.
Yes, she will. Gregor. This is what you deserve, Egan.
It's not bad once you're used to it, brother.
Do you want to die now, Egan? Because you will die now. You can't fight, bro. I don't like it. I don't like this at all. I don't like, they're alluding to what's gonna happen, and I don't like it. Disgusting! What is wrong? What is wrong? I'm just, God. Okay, so you're gonna hold him after he's trying to rape a woman in broad daylight. Yuck!
If it pleases your grace, I offer to take the watch on Vermithor.
Yeah, let him go. His wife's there, and he needs to go.
I will not tire of watching when one I love is below.
Exactly. He more vigilant than most.
You may take the first post. See that Ulf is alerted to the plan.
Your grace.
It's the least she can do since she didn't give him the house.
Hightower loyalists trying to fight a war they lost.
I must say the penmanship is quite nice considering they did it with ancient spray paint. The fact that he went back to the same bar we first met him in. Hilarious.
What is this? You said your men were honorable. This
It looks
one...
like they're not.
But this man went to ravish my sister and then broke my wife's arm when she tried to stop him.
Is this true?
Of course he's not going to admit it!
Your punishment will fit your crime. You will be gelded.
My lord, I have a wife.
Then you should go home and sleep with her! That was all for show, by the way. He just wants the people to...
We must keep a firm grip. Tensions are...
Yeah, he just wants to gain the favor of the people.
How much control do the Hightowers exert over the faith?
Well, they endowed the building of the Starry Sept.
Well, that's pretty influential then. Interesting.
But control? I think not. The faith is too proud to allow such
Are
influence.
you sure? Money is very influential in almost every religion.
Your people have welcomed you back as a liberator. Your dragons rule the skies. Are these not symbols of power enough?
Perhaps I could remove him.
What would that do?
Unless you were considering a more permanent removal.
Ooh, he said, I know how y'all work.
I never thought you were so bloodthirsty or well. Rather impressed. Alas, no.
He's like, I've just worked for y'all too long.
I have not come for men, I've come for gold.
Hey up.
So your coffers are empty?
Yes.
Offering of coin would demonstrate your fealty to the crown.
Is that what she
Prince
has?
Daemon Targaryen, standing in my high hall.
Asking for money.
A beggar with a tin cup.
That's where we're at. That's a heavy bag. Rex is even like, ow, my back. He's like, wait, someone's here. Now you know they don't always listen. Even when they're trained. I like that Damon's like, all right, since you brought me here, there must be a reason. I don't understand what you're saying.
Reveal yourself!
Sheep Stealer just snaps his head off. He's like, Daddy, I've had a very, very bad day. Papa. She needs a hug. Can you give her a hug? Not these two fighting. She cut her hair.
What have you done to yourself?
She doesn't want to be recognized.
Rhaenyra believes this dragon and his rider are the reason. Jace is dead.
Kind of true. Wasn't intentional.
I wanted only to help. To show her, to show you. I never intended to.
You were meant to accompany my sons to Pentos.
They are well attended. They will be safe.
You swore to be their guardian.
And do what?
She didn't want to be. She never asked.
Rhaenyra need not know. We will find a ship. Leave the dragon behind.
I will not leave him.
He's not like the others, Rhaena. He is wild. He cannot be trusted.
Which you now know.
A Targaryen without a dragon. Disregarded or worse, pitied. Yeah. Rhaena, the least among your children.
I don't think he felt that way, but...
We will speak to her together. We will tell her it was a mistake.
How can I ever stand before her again after what I have done? Alone and in exile, that is my penance.
She will hunt you down.
Unless you stop her.
You asked me to deceive her. That is betrayal.
I have asked you nothing, Father, in all my life.
It's true.
I ask this one thing of you now.
Rhaena.
I wouldn't follow her. This is tough. Yeah, I guess that I wouldn't follow her. Teenagers. He's like, not you two. Enough. Sorry, Damon, but she's not entirely wrong. You haven't exactly been the most attentive father. But, I mean, at this point, I think you should just leave her as long as she doesn't return to King's Landing. Hello. What are you thinking? I know that face, Damon. Is this when they're going to start dropping giant piles of crap in Tumbledon?
My prince?
That was the creepiest whisper ever. Guess he knows his uncle. Okay, does that make you feel strong? That wasn't even your table.
It seems your brother Aemond will not be joining us, after all.
Gawain coming to Tumbleton?
He wants to.
I suppose only that Lord Ormond ruled Old Town as a kingdom unto itself.
Yes, these were rich people. Why do you think he acts this way? So interesting watching all the different monarchs who've dealt with that particular maester, and she's probably one of the only ones other than her father that talked to him like a person. I spent all my coin at the bar.
A small holding, and for a fellow named Clay, a pardon for various small crimes. Therefore, allies from a tavern I frequented.
He's got a lot of balls, I'll give him that.
I suffer the loss of a dragon, and the unity of the realm is threatened.
Yeah, you don't get to live the way you did before.
Except when you are escorted to the dragon pit for duty at Tumbleton.
You have a job now, sir. What the? You really just thought you was gonna get all these things in a house just because you have a dragon, bro?
I've seen vile words painted on walls. They say, Queen of Bastards.
Why are you telling me this? Like, seriously, he annoys the crap out of me only because he's just so freaking lazy. But this was what Daemon warned her of last season when he was like, you have to be very careful about which of these bastards you pick.
And find those responsible.
I bring them to you, Your Grace.
Just make it cease, please.
By any means necessary, she said. I think it's always so telling, too, that they always show Rhaenyra alone in the throne room. Remember, in past seasons, it was always full of a council or a number of council people, and it's just her.
None left for us. Happens sometimes, but we'll get some tomorrow.
It's all right. You don't need food anyway. Live off of your hatred.
Is this how you rule? Running out of food? Answer me!
You're giving highborn.
On your knees. You want to live.
Didn't you take any type of fighting training, Aegon? Like, you were in the palace. I'm pretty sure your skills outmatch this guy, even though you're not at your best.
I take it back.
Or die. I don't care which.
I mean, something about them tables, something about that karma. Just imagine as one of the many prostitutes that you've had. Oh, it's got, oh, they have to make the fly sound too? No.
I bring justice.
Hello, husband.
I bring vengeance. I also bring gold.
Oh, for his daughter. That poor sheep herder didn't do anything.
Alone. Would you please explain who that is?
Satoran Mandalay.
He's like, new people every time I come back.
Our soldiers need to be paid and more recruited besides, else there will be bedlam.
Your Grace.
Bedlam is assured if the people feel the crown ignores
She's
them.
like, I want to talk about the head on the table.
Clear the room.
Yeah, I need to talk about the head on the table. Ella's like, thank God, this was getting weird. I'm not built for this. Let me get back to the ocean, please.
The Queen's justice.
Who is he? And how did he come to claim a wild dragon? Was he alone?
I didn't ask questions.
Riderless. It is an act of madness to claim a wild dragon. We are not like to see it again.
He's protecting his daughter. At least I like that. Daemon does love his children.
To see him.
Well.
To look on the one who killed my son.
It was an accident.
I suppose I should thank you.
You don't have to, it's a lie. Thanks. Yeah, see how quickly he ran away?
Whose head is that?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter at this point, does it? That poor shepherd was literally just walking, just living life. What a father will do.
Viserys would have wished it.
Viserys, not father. She is not at all the monster you tried to paint her out to be, Alicent. Hope that's ringing in your stomach as we speak. She's pregnant.
Helena.
Is it Aegon's? I guess it would be. It's only been a few months. She's like, that's my man. I know it. I just know it's my man. Golly. Why? What is going on? Oh, is this the way that gold cloaks are handling it? This is not okay. Well, this is why you shouldn't say by any means necessary. It's feeling a lot like when Aegon was in power.
I have warned you against indulging in affection for that beast.
When what do you know about dragons, ho?
You are a good boy.
Is he?
But there is a taint in your blood.
You're the taint.
The Targaryens are a savage race. Poor in intellect, but rich in cunning.
They can read!
The brutes raise a woman to the Iron Throne. A desecration.
You're a desecration. Your entire lineage.
Your brothers are lost, but you remain a high tower.
He's not.
Raised in the shadow of the citadel, in the light of the...
Okay, you're so verbose to the point, bro.
You must be king.
That's not going to go well.
Victory will be ours. It is the will of the gods.
That's not going to go well.
A righteous king must demonstrate he upholds many virtues. Honor, wisdom, justice.
Told you.
He laid hands on a high tower. That soldier is an extension of you.
There you go. See, I told you. All for appearances. You're gonna Dracarys this poor man? What? No, you do it.
Surely you do not wish to disappoint me.
All the high towers are trash. Every last one. Sorry, friend. All you did was the right thing. Protect your wife and your sister. Just swing a little to the right. All you have to do is just to your right side, and this will make your life so much better. Bitch made, just like your parents. Say sorry, Rhaenyra. You're going to have to burn the city. You gonna eat him? Guess so. Such a bitch.
And now we begin.
Okay. Woo, I need him to go up against Daemon like I need air. Because Daemon would make such quick work of him. Oh, such quick work of him. All that fancy airs and his fancy clothes. And I promise you he could not do a 30-second dance with Daemon. Daemon would just do 2 swipes, head gone. Oh, okay, guys. Well, that was episode 4. And yeah, like, again, things are kind of moving along here. I don't know. Where do we even start? I guess we'll go with some of the shorter parts of the episode. Daemon finding Rhaena. That was a bit heartbreaking. You know, she's cut off her hair. She's punishing herself for what happened at the gullet. And I somewhat get it, but at the same time, it was an accident. But I do like that she's not at least assuming that everyone was just going to forgive her because she is family, right? I do like that she's accepting that she did make an impulsive move, and unfortunately it had deadly consequences. But I really loved in that conversation between her and Daemon that she acknowledged that, you know, everything I've been saying since the beginning of the season, which is that unfortunately she was made to feel like she was this discarded child, like she didn't belong in this family that has 2 sides of being like these big prestigious, you know, family with rich lineages, right? She's supposed to be a Targaryen. She's supposed to be a dragon rider. She's not a Valyrian who's like the people of the sea. Like she was just this child who, in her words, she's like, I was the embarrassment. right? A Targaryen who can't claim a dragon is not even a Targaryen. So it's sad that she felt that way. And also you think about her placement as well. Like she's in the middle of just an absolute harem of children, right? Right? She's got her sister, and then she's got all these younger half siblings. And then, like I said, her sister is a dragon rider, her, oh God, what would you call them? Cousin slash nephew, whatever it is that, Rhaenyra's other kids were. Like, she was like the outlier in many ways. And it made her feel left out. It made her feel othered. And without having her mother, she very much felt like she was lost in this family of greatness. And it just made her unfortunately feel like she had to make a desperate move to stand out. And, the way that Daemon handled it was about as much as I expect from Daemon. Like, you can see that he was shocked, he was horrified, he was anything but angry, I guess is what I think was really what was important. He wasn't angry at her. He was just like, why? Like, why did it have to be you? Like, why would you do this? But also what's happened, and I'm worried, but I'm also kind of proud, but I can't even think about that right now because why? He just did not want it to be her of all people, and I think I said this, not so much this season, but in past seasons, that Daemon, he comes across very flippant. He doesn't have a lot of, warmth to him compared to the way that Viserys was with his kids, for example. But he does love his family. Like, he's fiercely protective of them in his own way. And, the only scenes we really saw him with his kids were back when they were children, like back in season 1 when they were quite young. But even then, I remember that he spent more time with Baela, right? Because Baela was the one who picked up High Valyrian faster, and Baela was the one who had the inclination towards the dragons. And Baela and her dad are very similar in many ways, whereas Rhaena was kind of more the one kind of trailing behind. So, all of that to say that, he does have love for his kids, but he's not an affectionate man at the best of times. And, in the fray of all that's going on, Daemon's someone who always needs to be doing something, right? He's a restless person in the sense of he doesn't want to just sit and do like mundane political domestic things. He doesn't like that. He's someone who was raised to basically raise, like raise as an R-A-Z-E, to like destroy and burn and to fight. And if he's not doing that, he really doesn't know what he's supposed to do, right? So that was, I think, part of the reason why he could never really be that kind of soft, warm, endearing type of father that, maybe Rhaena would have needed. But, again, with Rhaena not needing to be trained in the dragon riding ways or in the ways of battle and things like that, I can see how she would have just gotten lost in the fray of the family, unfortunately. And so, again, it's not that Daemon didn't have love for her, but, when she even said to him, like, am I more than a passing thought to you? I think the sad reality is the truth is she wasn't. And it's not because he didn't love her, but it's more of like, if you're not, for Daemon, if you're not right in front of him, he really can't be bothered, right? Like, he's not someone who has that mindset to, like I said, check in with family. It's like, if she wasn't doing something that was immediate, because it's not just her, to be fair. I don't think Daemon, like those younger kids he's had with Rhaenyra, he doesn't care about, I shouldn't say care. He's not thinking about them either, right? They're not old enough to be of use to him right now. So he's like, yeah, they're alive. They're great, right? Like, that's kind of the way it is with all of his kids. But again, I just feel like with Rhaena, because she was part of that older set of kids, they all kind of were going one direction with becoming dragon riders and things like that. And she was the only one who wasn't. So she really felt othered, and she kind of felt like she was being separated and, again, being sent off with her younger siblings who, she doesn't have really much in common with outside of the fact that of parentage. It just felt like she was being thrown away, right? So anyways, I just think that, while it was a short scene, I think it was poignant, and, those discussions did need to be had. Basically we saw like Daemon didn't want her to leave. Like, I think that was a huge thing that he was like, okay, well, like, come back with me to King's Landing, like, leave Sheepstealer. We'll talk to Rhaenyra. We'll make it work. Like, I'm sure, she's reasonable. We'll figure it out. But, Rhaena doesn't feel like she's okay with that because she doesn't want to leave Sheepstealer. That's the one. And I said this last episode, or episode 1 maybe actually, where I said that for her, Sheepstealer is kind of a symbol of being a real Targaryen, right? It's a status symbol for her, as well as being, this dragon she's connected with. And she's not going to give that up now. She can't walk away from it because it's going to feel like all of this that she did would be for nothing if she walks away from Sheepstealer, right? Like, if you do all of this and your sister's fiance / your half brother, cousin, whatever, died because of this, for her to walk away from Sheep Stealer would feel like she did it all for naught. So yeah, I get that she's like, listen, I am okay with living in, like, I'll be in exile for the rest of my life. It'll just be me and Sheep Stealer, so be it. Like, that's my punishment. I'll live with that in exchange for having at least this one thing that's not going to leave me, which is true. Like, Sheep Stealer is now her dragon, for better or worse. And so, you know, for her, she feels like that's something that's going to be hers and that someone can't take away from her. So yeah, like, I felt for Daemon in that moment. And I do think that, you know, again, you all know that Matt kills this role, but yeah, the way he just kind of showed that Daemon was just so torn because he doesn't want to, it's his baby, right? That is still one of his babies. He doesn't want to see her out here, see her in the state that she's in. But at the same time, like he said, I have duties. Like, I'm still a Targaryen. I can't go against Rhaenyra. I can't betray her. But we see there that, you know, Rhaena begs him. She's like, I've never asked you for anything. I'm asking you for one thing, and that's to just let Rhaenyra think that I'm dead, or let at least her think the rider of Sheep Stealer is dead, and just leave me be. Like, that's the one thing I'll ever ask. So he did, and that's big for him because we know that he does love Rhaenyra very much. He does feel a lot of loyalty to her. He does feel like she's the rightful queen, but you know, that's his girl. That's his baby girl. And yeah, I'm glad that in the end he chose to protect her. Even though I do think in the long run that Rhaenyra would have understood. Like, that's the only part I was thinking a little bit like, what about this makes you think that Rhaenyra would want to hurt Rhaena? I just don't see that happening. However, I could see Rhaenyra insisting that Sheep Stealer be abandoned, and that was probably where, you know, Rhaena and her would not be able to get along. So yeah, that was kind of a short scene, but I think it was kind of important to show a little, you know, kind of another side of Daemon, because we don't see the fatherly side of Daemon very much. And, you know, even though him and Bela are in the same place, we see they're still not close, right? Like, since adulthood, you know, Bela's kind of been doing her own thing. He's been doing his own thing. So, you know, despite what Rhaena thinks, none of Daemon's kids are all that close to him. So anyway, I thought that was, you know, I said, again, I think it was still a good scene for us to see another side of Daemon. And now we kind of know that Rhaena, I think for right now, we can say she's effectively out of the picture. She's a free agent. She's got her wild dragon, and we'll see what she does with her wild dragon if they choose to do much more with her. But I do think a wild dragon is just that, a wild card, and who knows, it could end up bringing more dividends than we think. But yeah, there was that scene. Outside of that, with with Rhaenyra, things are still continuing to be a bit of a mess at King's Landing. She's still trying to figure out her next moves. She now has a little bit more of a small council. You know, she brought in the maester. I can't remember. I always forget his name, but the guy who's basically been there since she was a child. You know, he's been through so many Targaryens. But like, I just love that my guy, you can't say he's not adaptable. He's like, whatever, I've dealt with enough of y'all to know that you're all kind of crazy. So I'm just going to figure out how crazy you are and maneuver from there. But anyway, he's been helping her out. She's trying to figure out what plan that Ormond has, why he would take Tumbledon when it's not a strategic location per se, and like what he's trying to do with doing this. And I do think, you know, she figured out some of it in the sense of like, you know, if I don't take care of this, it's going to become a problem. But at the same time, if I do and I don't do it the right way, I'm going to lose the faith of the people. And so right now she's like, well, if he doesn't go anywhere and he's not hurting the people there, then the most we can do is keep a watch on it until we can get enough reinforcements to try to take the city back. But of course, that is a very risky business there too, because he could effectively just take out the people in the city in the meantime. But that's kind of where she's gotten to, where that's concerned. But little does she know that Ormond really was just buying time, right? It was supposed to be a place for him to hold up until Aemond was supposed to show up. Because remember, Aemond sent off that raven before his mom convinced him to go to Harrenhal. And he thought Harrenhal was going to be quick work. He thought he was going to go there, wipe out whoever was there, and then head over. But obviously we know things happened. So that's basically the plan. And Ormond's whole plan was, yes, to wait, join up with Aemond. They'd have 2 dragons, and then they could make an attack on King's Landing. But as we see, things are very horrible in Tumbledon. You know, a whole army quite literally occupying this town, taking up residence in houses. We've got absolute craven monsters in there who feel like they can now do whatever they want. And it's horrible. And of course we see that, you know, I keep forgetting his name, the hammer guy, his wife is there. And here she left King's Landing and came to Tumbledon to try to get some peace from all the craziness of the war. And the war comes to her doorstep again. And unfortunately now she's going to find out that her brother was killed just because he tried to keep her from being assaulted. Like, it's just so, Anyway, so yeah, things in Tumbledon aren't great, but we finally have seen Daeron. Daeron, which again, like I said, I'm not sure if he actually is a brown-haired kid or if they're dyeing his hair. Since we now know, I think a funny running joke on the internet is that Ormond's got some of the best hair dyeing techniques in Westeros. Like, if you need to get your tips done, you go to him. But yeah, I don't know whether or not he actually, because I do believe as a baby he was blonde, but I can't remember. That's way back in season 1. But I can see him dyeing his hair because obviously this episode shows that Ormond's got a very deep disdain for the Targaryens. He does not like them. He thinks he's above them. He's not alone. But, you know, it's definitely rooted in classism. And yeah, I can see where that silver hair would probably piss him off where Daeron's concerned, but also it helps Daeron to blend in more, well, except for the dragon, with common folk, right? And it's a great way to hide him in plain sight. But anyways, we find out that yes, he now is like, okay, well, now that he's discovered that Aemond is not coming, he's like, well, we got to figure out another plan because we're going to be overrun if they do send dragons here. So what do? We've got one dragon. That's it. And we got to figure out what to do. And so he is enacting some sort of plan. We don't know all of it at this point, but he did tell Daeron that, like, you're it. Basically, like, we're going to put you on the throne because he never liked the idea of Aemond taking the throne over from Aegon. And now he feels like he's groomed Daeron enough that he can control him. Basically, he's just doing exactly what Otto did via his daughter, right? He's just trying to transfer that onto Daeron. So it seems like, though, from what we've been shown, Daeron is a kind kid. Like, we've heard Ormond say it, although I don't really listen to him because his definition of good it's very loose. But, you know, I do remember that from the books that Daeron was described as being more kind and level-headed and basically not as bloodthirsty and crazy as his siblings are. And a lot of that probably is because he got to have a somewhat normal life outside of the Targaryen shenanigans. But as we see, he is very much still under the control of his uncle. His uncle told him to kill a man that he knew was innocent, and he did it anyway. So that is definitely a problem. And I don't know, like, where his loyalty really, like, where he feels it lies. Obviously, he's been raised to be a high tower, but that Targaryen is in the blood. You know what I mean? It is deeper than what I think Ormond has ever anticipated. Of course it is. I mean, he really hasn't dealt with a Targaryen closely like this before. So yeah, that's definitely a wild card that bet that he's taking on Daeron. But for now, it seems like it's a sure one. And Daeron clearly has a sense of loyalty, and that's why he's been listening to him. But like I said, we'll see what happens when push comes to shove as far as right and wrong when it's put in front of him, right? But yeah, that's kind of what's going on at Old Town. And then finally we had a little bit of Harrenhal, Cole, the army. I don't really much care about them, but effectively they think that Aemon's at large. We see that Alice is doing her normal spooky witch shit. She's like, yeah, I don't know, he was here, then he left. I don't know what happened. I mean, you guys can hang or whatever, but no Aemond here. And of course, we know that she knows that that place is haunted as hell, and God knows where she's got Aemond. He's probably out there somewhere near that God's tree, high as a kite. But either way, none of these people, none of the soldiers can figure out Harrenhal well enough to find him if she's hidden Aemond. And, you know, we all know that Harrenhal will probably do his thing if they all stay there long enough. But we see that Cole has come up with the plan that if Aemond is in fact not there for now, that they should attack the Riverrun army by going in, basically using stealth methods, right? Kind of doing the, you know, if you saw the movie 300, right? Like, maybe we're outnumbered, but if we can use what we've got and use what we have to our advantage, we might be able to take them out in stealth mode versus a, you know, full-on onslaught battle. So annoyingly, he's probably right. It's going to definitely do some damage if they can get a lot done before they're caught. But, you know, I'm just anti-Cole, so I want him to fail. Woo, I cannot stand that guy. He's just so, he's the arrogance that he still has. You know, the way he even twisted that whole thing that, gosh, what was his name? The other high tower with him was telling him about, you know, a couple episodes back when he's like, we need to conduct ourselves with honor so we don't become beasts, when he was talking about his men dropping to their basest form and doing depraved things. Here goes Mr. Self-Righteous Cole twisting those words and saying, oh, well, we're not going to fight with honor, but, you know, we're not going to become beasts by waiting here to get killed. Like, what? Like, that is not what that phrase meant. You know, like, war is war, right? There's no, like, what do you call it? There's no, like, righteous way to war. You're killing people. People are dying. Whether you do that in their face or underhandedly, it's still the same result. That has nothing to do with honor, bro. Like, please, you are not an honorable man. An honorable man would not be holding a grudge against a girl who made a decision when she was like 16. Don't get me started. But anyway, that's what they're doing at Harrenhal. You know, some of the military, I guess, are going to try to go out and do some stealth runs, and whoever's left is going to go crazy. But yeah, Alice, I'm really wondering what she's up to. We didn't see any of Aemon this episode, so my guess is he's still very much convalescing. But where and what's going on, and has she gotten into his head yet? These are questions inquiring minds want to know. But yeah, that was pretty much, I think that was the main things that happened in the episode. Like there wasn't a ton in this one. I wouldn't say it was filler, but there wasn't like a lot as far as like major plot progression points. Rhaenyra, like I said, still trying to keep King's Landing running. She's got some money. She's chosen to give the money to the people rather than pay the guards. But considering what the guards are doing right now to handle the graffiti artists, I think that that's a bad idea. The Gold Cloaks are loyal for now, but Daemon knows his men, and that's why he told Rhaenyra, if they don't get paid soon, it's going to bite us in the ass. But Rhaenyra made her own decision, and so we'll see whether or not that does in fact turn around and bite her in the proverbial ass. And then, we had a small moment of Corlys has left King's Landing. He wants to go and start taking care of what's left of the Triarchy. That's a little bit personal, obviously. He's like, y'all burnt down my house. I need a little bit of retribution. But also because he's pissed at Rhaenyra, and I get it. Like, he's like, I don't really need to be here right now. Her Majesty's got her, she's doing her own thing. She don't want to listen to my counsel. She's not ready to listen to nobody, so I'm gonna go. And he basically said, Alan, you take my place. I think you can handle it. He's like, you making a name for yourself in this court is probably the best that you're gonna have as far as opportunities, since I'm not able to get you legitimized, right? So I do believe he's right about that. Since, he's not going to be a dragon rider, then this is another option for him to make his way up in the court and prove his worth. Obviously, being illegitimate, it's always going to be an albatross around his neck. But if he can do the right things and show his worth, I think that maybe Corlys is kind of hoping that Rhaenyra might change her mind about legitimizing him later. But anyways, that's another little side thing that's going on. So yeah, Rhaenyra is being left kind of by herself on so many fronts. And I made that comment in the episode that it's crazy that her hall is almost empty and that she still has a skeleton, bare bones council to try to run this city that is very much still in chaos and just running on fumes at the moment. So yeah, that was kind of the main things of this episode. Like I said, the main things we move forward is that we now know what what Ormond's plan is loosely. People are kind of all moving a bit independently right now, because we do have, what's going on at Harrenhal with the Riverland still happening as well. So yeah, even though the war is technically supposed to be over, the ripple effects are rippling. And my girl Rhaenyra isn't even able to handle that. She has no capacity to even look at any of that right now because King's Landing is still on fire. So yeah, we're just moving along with the craziness of this takeover. I enjoyed the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.